Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of The Combine. Yay! I'm your host, Kathleen Moore, and we've got a great show for you today. But I'm sad because football is over for 6 months. The Super Bowl has just occurred, and my little heart can't take it because I don't get to watch football for many, many months. And now I have to just look forward to the draft and the Combine. And, well, those things are nice, but it's
not football.
It's not games. No, but we are going to welcome in Austin Suarez for his bi-weekly appearance on the Combine. So excited. How are you, Austin?
Yesterday was a great day.
I'm sure.
Any Patriots loss is a Dolphins win. Miami Dolphins #1.
Well,
yes.
I don't know. I don't think we can say that.
That's how the song goes.
Is it?
It's Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen.
Okay, get this out of my show.
Cry, Eagles, cry.
Get this out of my show, please, God.
Jalen Hurts is assistant quarterback.
Shut up, Austin. You cannot keep Jalen Hurts' name out of your mouth. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and just do a very quick moving through the conference championship games. This was a long time ago, but we just want to go over the scores so we know how we got here. That's important. Augie, cue the thing. Hey, there it is. Okay, Pats Broncos for the AFC Championship game. This game was very boring. It was very boring. It was a blizzard. If you looked from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, it's like you transported to an entirely new location. But Pats take this one 10-3. Drake May, I'm upset. What an MVP performance from you, friend.
Drake, the schedule May, strikes again with a Hall of Fame-worthy 86-yard performance, beating yet another fake team to advance to the Super Bowl.
Can we talk about how Jarrett Stidham's stats look better than MVP candidate Drake May? 133 yards versus 86. Are we kidding right now?
And I think the score may be a little different on here. It was a 10-7 win from the Patriots. Yes. Jarrett Stidham did throw the game's first touchdown, I believe. Oh, yes, he did.
He did?
And then he did throw a pick. Obviously, I was kind of excited to see what Stiddy brought.
It was nothing, though.
It was really nothing, though. They made it
still a better performance than Drake May. What is this?
Way better performance than Drake May. And he threw an absolute gimme pick to wrap up the game, so
yeah.
Shame, Stiddy.
Shame.
For shame.
Moving on to the NFC, this game was a lot more entertaining to watch. Seattle versus the Rams. Seattle obviously took this one 31-27. It was pretty fun to watch this game, honestly, Austin Suarez. What do you think, friend?
I think this game was better than the Super Bowl itself.
Truthfully.
Sam Darnold getting the chance to appear in his first ever Super Bowl with a win. Not to mention, he shut all the haters down with a hell of a performance. 25 for 36, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns. But the real story of this game comes from JSN. Shout out to Professor Adelson. I love you. You're my favorite professor. But he was truly correct when he said the entire story of this game was, oh my God, you cannot lock this kid up.
No.
And he proved it. 153 yards off of 10 receptions and a touchdown. That's a Randy Moss-like stat from JSN.
It really is. But then we go down and look at Matt Stafford. This was a really nice game for Matt Stafford.
Yes, it was.
374 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Matt, you really proved his MVP status in this one, in my opinion.
I was just about to say, bona fide MVP candidate, definitely has another season or two in him. I will say, he did say he was planning on playing another year, but if he would have won this game, went to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl,
I think he would have been done.
Called it wraps.
Yeah,
but
you got to end on the highest note you could possibly end on,
Peyton Manning
right?
style.
Shout out Peyton Manning, but also screw the Broncos for what they did to Carolina. That was so mean.
Rip.
But
Puka Nacua, 169 yards.
That
amazing catching quadruple coverage. Dude.
He's insane.
I feel like a pause is needed, but only receivers like Puka can handle balls like that. Only Matthew Stafford can throw balls like that. Pause. Unpause. We're back.
I have spoken. I have spoken. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to the Super Bowl. Last night, or I guess a few nights ago when this is coming out, show me the graphic, Augie. Boom! Seattle Seahawks 29, Patriots 13. Now, if you really think about it, that's not the real score of the game.
No.
That's not the real score of the game.
You were more enthusiastic about introducing this graphic than the game was itself.
Yeah.
This was a...
That's telling. That's
Piss
telling.
poor Super Bowl.
So bad. So bad. Bad Bunny carried.
Carried.
Bad Bunny carried the Super Bowl. Kenneth Walker, I'm so happy they gave him his flowers for MVP. I was so scared that everyone was going to vote for Sam Darnold. Didn't deserve it in the Super Bowl, in my opinion. But obviously, I think it should have been Jason Myers. Like, if we're really going off of the point carrier here.
Right. You know, truly, it's sad, Kathleen. You know, it's my
Tell me
last
about it.
Suarez Spice of the Week. No more football for the next 6 months.
Yeah,
But for the last Suarez Spice of the Week,
I'm ready.
both punt teams. Michael Dixon, 335-yard punt, 48-yard average, 3 punts inside the 20-yard line, 55-yard punt for the longest. But that's not to discredit Bryce Behringer. Same amount of stats, believe it or not. 356 yards, 45-yard average, in the 24 times. The punt team definitely kept it alive throughout the entire time, and I loved it.
It's kind of fun, honestly. It was a boring Super Bowl, in my opinion. I know there are going to be some defensive snobs out there. They're like, oh, but it was a defensive masterclass of a game. I don't care.
Quarterback,
Nick, I'm
throw
sorry,
ball.
Nick. I don't care. I would like to see a game like last year's Super Bowl.
Oh, my God.
Boom, boom. It was a tutty fest. It was beautiful. Oh, my
You would
gosh.
say that, though, wouldn't you?
It was entertaining to
It
watch,
was a
and
very,
you know it.
It was a 1,000% entertaining game.
Washing a three-peat? Come on now.
Listen, I will say it right now. I hate Philly teams, but God, was it fun to watch Patrick Mahomes fall.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching Lil Kermit, lose his mind. But I have a statistic for you all.
Uh-oh.
Let me get this cam put on you so you can drop
Thank you.
drop a bomb, Kathleen.
I hope it's the statistic that I have brought for us.
I also hope so. We'll
We're
see.
ready.
During the Super Bowl halftime show, Bad Bunny walked a distance carrying a football, right? He traveled 124.4 yards with the football during the halftime show. The Patriots rushed for 79 yards in the entire game. Bad Bunny for Super Bowl MVP. The end.
I 1,000% agree, but that was not the stat that I had brought to the table.
Let's put up Austin Suarez's cam so he can deliver his stat in a dramatic fashion.
Give me, Augie and Kathleen Moore here. Give me a decent QBR. Give me, a decent...
Like in the 70s, I feel like would be a decent game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's make it 73.
There was a combined QBR of 69.3 between both quarterbacks.
Can we insert?
Okay, then maybe our QBR needs to be higher. Were you thinking good game or like a kind of game from a QB? 'Cause I feel
Like an
kinda
average
game's
game.
Like a 80-ish probably then. They're a little bit higher than whatever.
Well,
that-
either Sam
Still
Darnold, 53, Drake May, 16.3.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I'm not get the bit at this, bro. I have been hating on Sam Darnold for so long. Screw Sam Darnold beating the haters, bro, in the freaking NFC Championship. I don't care.
Was 9 the better decision? Was
Bro.
retaining 9 the better decision?
Whoa.
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
What
no.
are you saying? Okay. That's just not what I
Retaining
said,
9 is
though.
definitely not the better
That is just
decision.
not what I
Was
said.
retaining- 'cause
But
that's what it
not
sounds like
I
you're
said.
saying.
No, I'm talking about the Sam Darnold haters from this season. I have hated Sam Darnold all season. You know why I've hated
Okay,
Sam Darnold
I
all season?
miss.
Because my fantasy team, he had so many single digit games. And that was really sad, and I lost.
Just because you suck at fantasy football doesn't mean he sucks.
Was he your
Augie?
first quarterback choice?
Augie? No, he was not my first quarterback choice, for the record.
Okay, so you just kind of got stuck with Sam
I
Darnold.
did get stuck with Sam
Okay.
Darnold. And I also chose to not trade him away because I decided to drown out the haters. For once say, no, let Sam Darnold have his moment. No, I shouldn't have done that.
Wait, was that last season when he was on the Vikings? You
No,
had him?
this season. This
this
season,
season.
bro. It was this season.
Yeah, it was kind of a rough.
fumble machine.
He
this
was, he
season,
was,
bro.
he was.
I had 4 games where he had less than 5 points in fantasy. What are you doing? We even count receptions for passing attempts for points, and you still had under 5-point games. How do you do that? You're in the NFL. You're on a Super Bowl winning
Do
team.
not let this man take a kneel. while Kathleen Moore is watching the game.
I hate his ass so much, bro. I was going for the Seahawks because they're the bird team, and I wanted the other bird team to win because bird camaraderie, right? It's a flock, man. It's a flock. However, Sam, you've been letting me down all season, man. And you continue to do so with this piss-poor performance in the Super Bowl.
I'm a big
Screw
Sam
you.
Darnold guy. I don't care what Kathleen Moore says.
Bro,
Sam Darnold is my
Sam
go.
Darnold guy?
Who?
All of Seattle this morning.
That's good for
All
them.
of Seattle.
It's
Mike
great for
McDonald.
them.
It doesn't really matter. You might suck at fantasy football, Kathleen. Maybe that's just you sucking at fantasy football.
Augie.
Who knows?
Augie.
But the guy just won the freaking Super Bowl. Okay.
Was it credit
just
to
won the
Sam
Super Bowl.
Darnold, though? Like, really
When's the
putting
last
some
time
analysis
Jalen Hurts
on it.
won the Super Bowl?
Literally 365
Bro,
days ago.
quit talking about the past. Quit talking about the past.
Austin, nobody
Quit
can take
talking
you
about the
seriously
past.
Super Bowl
Look at your jersey! Look at your
Quit
jersey!
talking about the past.
Bro, you're wearing a
This is
Miami
the
Dolphins
present.
jersey. He's
This
never
is the
seen
present.
his team win a playoff game.
This is the present. This is the present. Cry,
Austin.
Eagles, cry.
Austin, I am so done with you. We're ending the segment right there. Everyone, stay tuned because in the next segment, we're going to be talking about the head coach carousel. Bye. And welcome back, everyone. Now that I have Austin Suarez out of here, I can be at peace. Thank you. But I have a new friend joining us on the Combine today. His Combine debut, Noah Greene.
Hello.
Hooray! Noah, how are you doing?
Doing great. I love football. Excited to be on the Combine.
You know what, Noah? I'm really happy for you because I am a secondary Panthers fan. I don't know if you knew this.
That's great.
I'm from Charlotte. Are
Oh, wow.
you from Charlotte?
I'm from Wake Forest.
Are you?
Wake Forest, Raleigh area. I lived there for like 6 years and then I came back to Florida.
How exciting. How exciting. The Panthers were my first NFL team. Or my first NFL game is what I mean.
So I almost became a bandwagon Steelers fan when I was like 11 years old.
You
and
dodged a bullet, friend.
I really
Hey,
did.
hey, hey.
You dodged a big bullet
Someone
there,
doesn't want this
Noah.
episode to go out on air, don't they?
Yeah, I got a Steelers jersey, a Ben Roethlisberger jersey for my 11th birthday.
Hey, that's tough, though. I do like Ben Roethlisberger.
Because my
Love
grandparents are
7.
yeah, my grandparents are Steelers fans, so that's why.
But I'm glad you saved yourself.
Yeah, I saved myself being a Panthers fan. We went to the playoffs for the first time since 2017, even though we were 8-9, and the Buccaneers completely faltered
Sold.
and completely choked the season. I mean, honestly, the Falcons, they don't lose that game to the Jets. They're in the playoffs
Yeah.
if they win that game. So
Very true.
I mean,
Mickey Mouse schedule and Mickey Mouse conference.
it's certainly
funny.
it's certainly a Mickey Mouse conference, yes. But whose playoff game was closer?
Ooh, that's true. They did put up a good fight against the Rams. I was happy to see that. I root for the Panthers every time, unless they're playing the Eagles. Then
Yeah.
I don't.
Hey, Kevin Patillo's gone. I mean,
That's true, that's true.
You
I'm
gotta
happy.
be happy. You gotta be happy with that.
I am happy with that. But we're going to go ahead and get into the actual content of this segment.
All right.
So, show me the graphic, Augie. Today, if you cannot tell already, and what I already said earlier, we're going to be going over the head coach carousel. Yay! I love coaching changes. And we had a ton of them. A ton of them once the season started to wrap up. Didn't we, Noah?
Absolutely. I mean, we had 10 coaching changes. I think that's the most in NFL history, if I'm not mistaken.
It's got to be something close to it. But we're going to go ahead and start. We'll just recap everything and see how we like the fit of all of these, okay? So, starting in Buffalo, Sean McDermott, gone.
Joe
He's
Brady in.
Gone. Joe Brady in. What do you think of this move?
I don't really think it makes a ton of sense because Joe Brady, he ran the offense. He was the offensive coordinator last year anyway, and maybe he has a little bit more input with the GM. Tell the GM, Brandon Beane, to get some weapons for Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But I don't really see how, in terms of a schematic standpoint, that the Bills are going to be any better this year. Unless, Joe Brady's just going to say, hey, get me this. Maybe he's going to have a stronger voice than Sean McDermott. But I don't really see the offense changing much. And Joe Brady, he's not doing anything on the defense. So I really kind of see this more as a lateral move. If you really wanted to get rid of Sean McDermott, then I feel like they should have hired outside.
Right. Shouldn't have kept it in-house.
Absolutely. I mean, Joe Brady, he was, on that 2019 LSU Tigers team, that had that ridiculous season. He was, I think, assistant offensive coach. And he actually, his first job in the NFL was with the Panthers as their offensive coordinator. And he really became a scapegoat under Matt Rule. Because, I mean...
It was easy to become a scapegoat under Matt Rule,
Yeah, Matt Rule is not such a good head coach.
He was not the answer in Carolina.
But, yeah, I mean, it's going to be really interesting. I mean... In terms of weapons, you've got Khalil Shakir, who, in my opinion, is not really a number one wide receiver. You got to get Josh Allen some weapons. I mean, Dalton Kincaid's good. Dawson Knox is fine. James Cook is an elite running back. But outside of that, you got to give him somebody to throw the ball to. Cookies isn't going to cut it.
Right. You know, I just don't think that it's necessarily always the wise move to promote your OC to head coach once you get rid of the head coach. Because clearly, if you're getting rid of the head coach, something internally still wasn't working. It's not all on the head coach's shoulders.
It's on the general manager's shoulder, in my opinion. But, you know, the owner didn't want to fire him. The owner's press conference, if you didn't see that, he completely called out Keon Coleman and basically said that he was a terrible draft pick and said that, you know, it wasn't Brandon Beane's decision. It's just defending Brandon Beane. And it's like... I think Brandon Beane is, you know, he hasn't had good drafts, and in the draft is where you build your team. And again, you know, I keep harping on this point, but they are unable to get Josh Allen weapons.
Yeah.
And that offense could be so much better if they just got him some receivers to throw the ball to.
They need strong offseason acquisitions, and they need a strong draft.
Speaking of Josh Allen, though, how much do you guys think he impacted? Like, do you think the reason why Joe Brady's the head coach is because of Josh Allen? That's who Josh Allen wanted, or what do you guys think?
I mean, Josh Allen, I think, definitely has a swing in the organization. I think he definitely has more pull than any of us are really willing to give him credit for. But I don't think it's because of Josh Allen that Joe Brady is the head coach.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, there are a lot of rumblings about, you know, the star players on any team being involved in certain decisions. And I really don't think that that's true. I really don't think that they might have a little bit of input, but at the end of the day, the people up top, the presidents, the general managers, the owners, those are the people that are going to be making the decisions.
If that were the case, I don't think the Bills ever would have moved on from Diggs, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Why would Josh Allen want his biggest weapon gone? I felt like that was so long ago, but I feel like I heard so many stories about how Stephon Diggs was like a locker room cancer, and that Stephon Diggs still is a locker room cancer.
I was going to say, I do believe that wholeheartedly. Yeah. However...
nobody's a bigger diva than Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, I do tend to agree. But we need to move on. We've spent way too much time talking about Sean McDermott and Joe Brady. So let's go ahead and move from the Kevin Stefanski firing, and now we have Todd Monken moving in. What do you think of this?
Todd Monken. Let me get my Todd Monken notes right here.
Yes.
So he's going to be a really good play caller, I think, former Ravens play caller, because John Harbaugh does not call his plays. We'll talk about that later, obviously. But I think the Browns have one of the greatest I think they have one of the better defenses, and the reason their defensive numbers aren't good is because that offense is so bad. The offense was so bad last year. So I really do think that I gave this a B grade. I really did think that this was a solid hiring for Cleveland because, I mean, their biggest struggle is on the offensive side of the ball. On the defensive side of the ball, they've got Myles Garrett. They got Denzel Ward.
They're set.
Yeah, they're set. They got JOK. They've got, a really good core. I mean, they honestly, in my opinion, really need to re-sign Devin Bush, and then that defense is completely set. But on the offensive side of the ball, I mean, who's going to be your quarterback is question number one. I mean, you got Deshaun Watson.
So bad.
You got Shedeur Sanders. I mean, that's in this draft. I mean, you're not going to take Fernando Mendoza, and Dante Moore is going back to college. You also cannot be just throwing the ball to Jerry Jeudy.
That cannot be your top guy, bro.
Jerry Jeudy, he's not him anymore. So
no, Jerry Jeudy hasn't been that guy for quite some time now. But I mean, Kevin Stefanski was also surrounded in a lot of controversy with Shedeur Sanders and keeping him from perhaps that starting position when maybe he should have been. But I tend to disagree. I still am on the Shedeur Sanders train.
7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, under a 60% completion percentage. He is a Pro Bowl quarterback, so I just want to leave that out there.
Noah, please, we know why Shedeur Sanders
Justin Fields also got an invite, so that Pro Bowl is a complete joke. Anyways,
the Pro Bowl is a great marker of success in the National Football League. But why don't we move on to Arizona's change in the head coaching carousel? They have most recently hired Mike LaFleur. Oh, Mike LaFleur. Sorry, I literally have that written down. I don't know why I read
Matt LaFleur is Packers coach.
I'm aware. You see what I have written down there?
Yeah.
Friend. A lady's not allowed to misspeak? No?
My bad.
Thank you. So, Mike used to be the Rams offensive coordinator, and he's now the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. Rams offense was really good this season, so I don't hate the move. But
How much
I
is
think
that as Sean McVay, though?
Arizona just needs so much work more than a new head coach.
I completely agree. I mean, they do have talented pieces. I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. is great. I think he's great. He was great in college. He has so much talent. And they really do have talent on defense. Josh Sweat, I really like D-tackle Walter Nolan and cornerback Will Johnson, their draft, building up that defense. But I gave this hire an A. I think that he's better than Jonathan Gannon, certainly. He did call plays with the Jets in 2021. Didn't call plays with the Rams with Sean McVay, obviously, because Sean McVay is the play caller. But, I mean, the Cardinals, they were in a lot of close games last year. And maybe with better coaching, they could actually win those close games. So that's kind of my thought process with this. They were in a lot of close games that they could not come in and win last year, like the Packers game.
I think that's a stretch, personally, to say that they could have, with better coaching, won those close games. I just don't think Arizona has the talent there right now to come out on top with those. But we're going to move on to the Dolphins. Mike McDaniel, he's out of there. I feel like a lot of people predicted this pretty early on in the season. And we have now moved on to Jeff Hafley, former Packers DC. Austin Suarez is literally hitting the wall right now.
Yeah, he might actually agree with me. He might not agree with me. I gave this a D. This is by far the worst coaching hire in the entire league. For one, I mean, I didn't think Mike McDaniel was the problem. I thought Tua was the problem. I mean, Mike McDaniel, I mean, what do you want him to do with Tua at the end of the day? But I think Jeff Hafley, former Boston College head coach, wasn't great in Boston College, and he was a defensive coordinator. That Packers defense started off the season really hot. You lose Micah Parsons, and it completely shut down. They were one of the worst scoring defenses in the league, when Parsons was gone. In Miami, they don't have a ton of talent on that defensive side of the ball at all. So, and you also, I mean, Tua, you cut him, you lose like $96 million in dead cap money. So I think the Dolphins' job isn't exactly enticing. I don't exactly think that you could have really gotten anybody better than Jeff Hafley. I think Sean McDermott's still out there, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, I would have waited to try and get him. But
Mike Tomlin is still also available as well.
Mike Tomlin is not coming back.
Yeah, he said he was taking a year. I thought he said he was taking a year off. I don't think he should, but
he's going to. He's not going to come back and
he'll get
coach
hired
anywhere.
next cycle.
He will be, but I don't think he's ready to do anything yet. But we're going to move on because we're really short for time now. And we're moving on to the Falcons, who have hired Kevin Stefanski.
I love this one.
Yeah, I do not hate this move at all.
Not as a Panthers fan. I don't love it as a Panthers fan. But
Speak your truth, Noah. Speak your truth.
As a Panthers fan, obviously hate the Falcons.
Right.
But Coach of the Year 2020, he led the Browns to an 11-6 record. He also made the playoffs with Joe Flacco, so he ended a long playoff drought. 2017 was the last winning season for the Atlanta Falcons. I personally do think that he could change that now. Big headline recently, James Pierce Jr., the Falcons' former first-round pick, is looking like he probably won't be playing in the recent future. So, as a Falcons fan, that has to be really tough because you also don't have a first-round pick this year, and now edge has become a need. You have a lot of uncertainty with Michael Penix Jr. I loved the Falcons rookie class, at least on the defensive side of the ball. Jalen Walker and Xavier Watts, I think, are amazing. And I really just think that, especially with the James Pierce Jr. thing, I think that, honestly, that sets them back so much because now you have another need at a premier position and no first-round pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of a brutal pull for them. James Pierce really, really selling the entire Atlanta Falcons organization right now. But we're going to kind of speed through these last 5 picks.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we have not gotten very far.
My bad.
It's okay. So what I'm going to have you do, okay, you said
Speed
you have
run.
grades for all of them.
Yes.
I'm going to give you the move, and you're going to give me the grade.
Okay.
And maybe like a sentence as to why.
Okay. I might have them a little bit out of order, but I'll do
It's
my
okay.
best.
It's okay. I'll give you a second to find
Okay.
them. All right. Brian Dable, gone. John Harbaugh, in New York.
B-. He's an experienced coach. He doesn't really bring any play calling experience on the offensive or defensive side of the ball.
Okay.
Ooh, I know we're a little pressed for time.
Bro.
I disagree. I think that's the best hire of the entire cycle.
What does he do?
Doesn't matter. He gets the right people in the building. It doesn't matter what he does. You got to get the right people in the building. You got to get the right culture. It's more than just, can you call plays? It's way more than that. It's the best hire of the cycle, in my opinion.
I do think that John Harbaugh was a great grab for New York. But again, short on time. We do need to keep moving. We've got Pete Carroll being asked to leave Las Vegas. And we have Clint Kubiak, Seattle OC, confirmed this morning, by the way, to be going to Las Vegas.
I gave him an A+. This is my best hire of the cycle. You won a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold. And I mean, I don't think Sam Darnold's a bad quarterback at all, but he's certainly not a top tier guy. He is, for all intents and purposes, a game manager, and he also really got the most out of Jackson Smith and the Jigba. So I really like this hire.
I do, and I think it's time for Pete Carroll to call it quits in the NFL.
Yeah.
All right, Ravens getting rid of Harbaugh and signing Jesse Minter, Chargers DC.
Jesse Minter, I gave this an A-. The Ravens defense, it was massively injured last year anyways, but I think that he's going to be calling plays for the defense, and I think that, with all those guys healthy, Wiggins, Humphrey, Mike Greene, Kyle Hamilton, they'll be really solid.
Do you think Harbaugh's getting scapegoated in Baltimore, though? Do you think it was time to move on?
I think it was.
Okay. All right, shoot. All right, Steelers, Mike Tomlin, out of there. We don't know where Mike Tomlin is going to go, but Mike McCarthy of the Cowboys has stepped in to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I gave this a C. I don't understand this move whatsoever. I mean, questionable decisions. Remember the Ezekiel Elliott at center play against in the championship round. That was a while in the divisional round. That was a while ago. But I really just see this like, what does Mike McCarthy do that's special? He won the Super Bowl with the Packers a while ago. He can lead teams to the playoffs, can lead teams to success. This is literally just Mike Tomlin 2.0, though, which isn't bad, but I don't really think that they're going to go super far with him.
I understand. I kind of get it. Augie wants to say something, though.
I am a Steelers fan, and I absolutely hate this. I
Tell us why.
Mike is just... Look, we had success with the first Mike we hired. Not going to have much success with the second Mike. I think this was a... I understand Mike's a Pittsburgh guy. He's from Pittsburgh. That's great. Love it. Love having Pittsburgh people in the building in Pittsburgh. Was this a Aaron Rodgers stay another year? And I don't know. Like, are we going to start seeing Marquez Valdez-Scantling? I think he was on the Steelers at some point. Are we going to see Alan Lazard? Is Randall Cobb going to come back? Is Jordy Nelson, wherever the hell you are, going to come back?
Eddie Lacy.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like, this feels like we could have hired somebody so much better, and we settled for Mike when we didn't have to settle for Mike, and it feels like we might actually suck, which, honestly, I'd be happy with. Let us reset.
Get a good draft pick.
Decision, I think Mike's not a good coach, but I think it's a good decision for the organization because we're going to suck. So we're going to get a good pick. That's what I had to say on it.
Rebuild years are not something that you should be scared of as an organization. They're vital to keeping the franchise alive, honestly.
I'd rather have to rebuild for 2 years and be good for 7 seasons than be mid for 10 seasons.
Austin Suarez is pointing at his Dolphins jersey. Sorry you guys have been in a rebuild for 20 years. It's different.
Is it?
He just said, is it?
The Panthers weren't around the last time the Dolphins were relevant. Let's just say that.
So funny.
None of us were around either.
Anyways, we're going to move on to our final head coach move. Brian Callahan fired in October. He was fired in October. So early. Now we have Robert Saleh moving into the Tennessee Titans head coaching spot. What's the grade?
I gave it a B. I like it despite the fact that I would have gotten an offensive-minded head coach to pair up with Cam Ward. I love Cam Ward.
He needs to be developed desperately. It's
He's-
like Bryce Young 2.0.
Yes, he has so much talent. I mean, the talent is just immense. His talent level is like through the roof. And I mean, that Titans defense wasn't great either last year. I think Robert Saleh, he's a great defensive play caller. I mean, you see what he did with the not against the Seahawks. Ignoring the Seahawks game, he won a playoff game. I'm not going to say who it's against, but he did win a playoff game in the NFL last season. So, I mean, I think Robert Saleh, he's called some really good defenses.
Yeah, it's not a bad pick, but I do agree that they should have gone for someone more offense-minded. Like, I think that Mike McDaniel would have been a nice fit here in
Absolutely.
Tennessee, personally, in the OC
That's what I wanted
spot.
them to get.
But anyways, it's been lovely, Noah. We have finished up. We've run out of time for our head coaching carousel, but do not go anywhere because in segment 3, we're going to have a little game for everybody. Welcome back, everyone. It is time for segment 3 of this episode of The Combine. Yay! And we have another new person joining The Combine. Welcome in, Nick Scalise. How are you doing? Is that how you say your name? Scalise?
Yeah, Nick
Boom,
Scalise.
got there.
Yeah. No, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me
Yeah.
and allowing me to talk about some NFL players with some funny names.
Of course, of course. So you heard a little bit from Nick. What we are doing today is I have compiled an offensive side, and then Nick has compiled a defensive side of the funniest names at each position. This is going to be very fun. So maybe we'll go through mine first because I think that's the first one on the graphic. So let's pull this crap up, Augie. So for my quarterback, I went with Bo Nix. I kind of just don't like him, and I think his name is stupid. So Bo Nix. RB1, Nick Chubb in the backfield. Come on now. RB2, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. It's a mouthful. It's kind of funny sounding. I like it. Wide receiver 1, Puka Nacua. It kind of sounds like Pookie. I think that's funny. Wide receiver 2, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Just like some opportunity for some really bad mispronunciations there.
Yeah, we've
Drewski.
seen a few.
Drewski. Had to include it. Tight end, TJ Hawkinson. Opportunity for some Hawk Tua jokes with his name, which I'm not sure anyone accounted for. We have at left tackle, DeBrickshaw Ferguson, nickname Pancake for those who weren't aware. Come on now. DeBrickshaw, bro, that's bad. Left guard, Dan Goodspeed. Now, I know it doesn't sound funny, but when you look at his name and look away, it looks like it says Godspeed, and I kind of enjoyed that. I just kind of did. It's center, Lloyd Cushenberry III. That literally sounds like it's made up. That does not sound like a real name. Right tackle, David Quessenberry, the Berry brothers. They're not brothers, but in my eyes, they are. And finally, rounding it out at right guard, Calvin Throckmorton. What the heck? And, I see that my slot receiver was included here. Jalen Waddle. Because ducks.
Well,
They waddle.
also Penguins.
Oh, Penguins.
So-
That's a good one. Oh,
I think you left a lot of people off here, Kathleen.
I can
I
see
personally
that.
think that this could have been a whole lot better. Where is Chad Ochocinco?
That's not
Where's
as funny.
Ochocinco?
That's not as funny.
Will Clapp is not on this team.
That's not as funny.
TJ Husmanzama. You left so many people. Bo Nix, I know you hate Bo Nix.
I do.
But come
What's
on.
a funnier quarterback name,
I know,
Augie?
quarterback's a
Bagpull.
little limited,
Bagpull
but
it.
still.
Go on, Bagpull, funnier quarterback name than Bo Nix. Go ahead.
I'm not saying there is one. I'm just
Go
saying.
ahead and Bagpull it.
Nick Chubb, I feel like I had to think about running backs. I feel like there is. Personally, I was a big Jay Ajayi guy. This just sounded cool. I just like that name.
It's not about it sounding cool. It's about it sounding dumb.
Nick Chubb doesn't sound dumb at all.
Chubb? Are you kidding me? Chubb? That doesn't
Okay, then
sound
you
dumb.
pick on Chubba Hubbard.
Oh, Chuba Hubbard is a good pick.
That
I
is
don't
a
know.
good pick.
I like the Nick Chubb pick, but I
I
might be
do
a
too.
little biased because my first name is also Nick. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, I feel like that shouldn't be why you like a funny name
Well,
pick.
I mean, do I have a guy?
The
No, I
offensive
don't
line,
have
though,
one.
Kathleen, I'll give you your props. The offensive line was pretty good.
Yeah.
Thank you. I thought the offensive line was good as well.
I just would have put Will Clapp on there somewhere.
I do understand that. That may have been a miss.
Obviously.
looking back.
I don't know what you think, Nick, but for me, the two misses are by far Ocho Cinco not on this team.
No, I don't agree with that.
How? The guy's name is a number.
Well, frankly, I am not making fun of someone's name just because it is ethnically different than mine, Augie. Sorry you're comfortable doing that, but I am
The guy
not.
changed his name to Ocho Cinco. Kathleen, there's no ethnicity. You know what I'm trying to say. There's nothing about it. The guy got fined and didn't want to get fined anymore, so he changed his name.
Yeah, and then obviously, all-name team, you have to have DeBrickashaw Ferguson.
How can you not?
That's
He was
first pick. It had to be
perfect.
first pick.
That's like your first pick.
He was the first one I thought of.
I really
yeah.
like Goodspeed too, especially because he's a left guard. Nobody ever thinks somebody who's a left guard would be named Goodspeed.
Right? I think that TJ Hawkinson is pretty funny too when you put it into the Hawk Tua context.
Also, Jake Butt could.
Yep.
I know it's a little 7 years oldish, but Jake Butt could have been on there.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like TJ, however,
Uzman-Zama.
Yeah, who's your mama? I feel like he would have been probably the best pick at tight end.
Yeah.
Obviously, Jake Butt as well, Broncos in Michigan.
Listen, this is all personal opinion. This
Yeah.
is all personal opinion. I really thought of the Hawk Tua joke when I was picking my tight end, and it spoke to me. And honestly, I think that's beautiful. I think that's really beautiful and important. So, Nick, go ahead and give us the defense.
All right, so before I go on to my defense,
To be fair to Kathleen, though, the defense has so much more to
It's
choose
so
from.
much funnier
So
names.
much better
so
names
much
on
funnier
defense.
names.
yeah, so much more. Before I get into my team, I just want to honorary mention the Seattle Seahawks defense. Like, racing Super Bowl winners, they have a bunch of great names. They got Boye Mafe, Uchenna Nwosu, Kobe Bryant. He's out there playing safety for them.
Hell yeah.
And then obviously my favorite, Nick Emenwari. Once again, that Nick the Nick connection.
Big fan of Nick Emenwari.
Yeah. And then, so to start off my defensive line, I have Boogie Basham, a defensive player with the last name Basham. It's like really fitting, he's bashing quarterbacks.
Yeah.
His first name is Boogie.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I was a big DeMarcus Cousins guy, but I never called him DeMarcus. I only call him Boogie. So Boogie has a special place in my heart.
That's
so Boogie
fair.
Basham's on the
That's a
team.
good pick.
Yeah. Boogie, and then obviously he used to play for the Giants. Well, he didn't really play, but he was on the team.
He was there.
Yeah,
He was
he's
in
like
the
a
building,
little biased. And then my other defensive end, I have Barkevious Mingo. He was drafted 6th overall in 2013. He was not good. Like,
At all.
he was a bust. But we're not here to discuss their stats. We're here to discuss their
No.
names. And the first name, Barkevious, is like just unbeatable.
Kind of atrocious.
Yeah. And then at my defensive tackles, I have Shy Tuttle, who, when I first read his name, I thought it was actually Shy Turtle, and that's why I put him on the team. And then I was actually told that was Tuttle, but Shy Tuttle's still a great name. And then obviously, it's not really a funny name, but I feel like he had to be mentioned was BJ Raji,
I mean, BJ is like objectively funny.
Yeah, and then obviously Raji, he's just like fun to say. Big boy. I mean, everyone's seen
Very massive guy.
Yeah, everyone's seen the NFC Championship clip of the pick six. Yeah, big boy can run.
I love a big man play.
I love big
them.
men. Pause.
Whoa. Hey, pause. Okay, now, don't make me bleep you on the combine, okay? Let's not.
Yeah, and then okay, so and then for my defensive team captain, I thought we were doing these for offensive and defensive, but I got my
right.
defensive captain, Hall of Fame class of 1979, legendary Bears middle linebacker for 9 years, Dick Butkus. It's just
Had to be on the team. Had to be on the
Truthfully.
team.
once again another first, second round pick that like had to be on the team.
Yeah.
And then to pair up with him, I have Yaya Diaby. He's a pretty decent player for the Buccaneers right now, but just saying the first name Yaya is really fun to say.
Yeah, can you imagine like being a PA announcer for the Bucks and having Yaya Diaby? That is so funny.
That sounds like a kind of like a WWE name kind of.
It does, doesn't it?
I think you had a missed
Like a-
opportunity there for was the old Patriot? Was it Takio Spikes?
Takio Spikes.
That one's funny too.
If I did have 3 linebackers, he was my man out. So he was my third linebacker at
Wow.
Takio Spikes. And then we're going to go to the cornerbacks. And this is where really you have fun. Cornerbacks seem to have like
The
the archetype
silliest
for silliest names. And obviously, my first one, I had to go with my Giants legend, Prince Amukamara. I wouldn't really call it legend, but I've always loved Prince Amukamara as a kid, and his name is Prince Amukamara.
Yeah, how could you not like that too? Like, you were a child and you were saying Amukamara.
Yeah, Amukamara. It's kind of like the same with Emin Warrior.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's fun to say. And then my other two cornerbacks, I have Storm Duck and Rocky Sin.
Perfect picks. Nothing wrong with either one of those picks. Couldn't be that much better.
Obviously, Storm Duck is self-explanatory, and then obviously Rocky Sin.
I mean, come on now.
Yeah, it was like Rocky Sin.
Do we know if he chose that name? Like, is that his God-given name?
I have no clue.
I'm looking that up while you read out.
All right.
Continue.
Yeah, and then so for my safeties, I got Kool-Aid McKinstry up there. I know he's a cornerback, but like
It's your team. Build it how you want.
Yeah, I just had way too many players to not include Kool-Aid, and then obviously the main person for funniest names. I mean, I have to have the guy named Ha Ha, right? Ha Ha Clayton
that is
Dix.
fair.
You know, great safety for the Packers during the 2010s. So, you know, he's essential to the team.
All right. The results are in. Rocky Sin's real name is Abdurrahman Ibn Yassin. And the nickname Rock originated in high school because his given name was difficult for some to pronounce.
I can see that.
Fair. So a coach started calling him Rock. And it stuck. Fun fact, he is a devout Muslim, and his name translates to Servant of the Most Merciful. So,
It's pretty fire, actually.
yeah, that has a lot of aura, honestly. Rocky Sin is really funny, though.
Is there
It's
any
really
update
funny.
on Storm Duck? Hold up.
Oh, now we're looking up Storm Duck.
Yeah.
We'll cut this out.
Storm Chandler Duck. His actual name is Storm Duck.
Wow. You know, I really just feel like if some of these are your God-given name, why?
Yeah, I wonder what was going through Dick Buckus' mom and dad's head.
I have a lot of questions for your mother.
Well, I mean, that was like 1940s probably, so.
Yes, however, middle school still existed. Kids have been cruel throughout time.
Yeah, but, I mean, who's going to bully Dick Buckus on the playground?
Me.
Oh, a woman could get away with it.
Not then.
Actually, that is true. You probably
Not then.
No.
Definitely somebody caught a beating.
That's a crazy take. Oh, that was funny. Any final comments, Nick?
I don't know. I was told that we were also doing coaches.
Oh,
Or, like-
I was not told that.
Oh, okay. I had my coaches and a defensive coordinator where I also kind of went Giants bias. I got Ben McAdoo.
Oh, the mustache on that man.
Yeah. The mustache was like the only thing that was actually good about him. Obviously, nickname in my household, Ben McAdoo, nothing but lose.
Right.
That's
that's
just
fitting.
like a Giants motto,
I think
actually.
it's fitting, though.
We're getting 5 wins next year, though, maybe.
Hey, 5 is definitely more than 3.
Yeah, I think so. We're not really allowed to have wins in the Giants.
Sorry, friend.
Yeah. We had a playoff win a few years ago.
Yeah,
That's happy.
That was a few years ago at this point.
Yeah, and the defensive coordinator for that team was actually the one I have in Wink Martindale. Honestly, I think we brought him in too soon. I think if we brought him in right now with the team we have, it'd be way better. But
That's fair. Well, I didn't prepare for this, but I think Stefanski is kind of a silly last name, Kevin Stefanski. But I also know someone with the last name Stefanski, and he's kind of a silly person, so it's kind of fitting. But I didn't prepare for this, so I'm just gonna stick with Kevin Stefanski here is my silly head coach name.
got it. I think Sirianni could also work.
No, that's not funny.
Well, he looks funny, so.
That's not funny, Nick. That's not funny. Why do you think that's funny, Nick?
I don't know. I just don't like the Eagles,
I know.
obviously.
But my honorable mention for stupid player name is Frank Gore.
Frank Gore. That's a cool name.
Gore?
Gore, yeah.
Bro.
Like
I think
Minotaur,
it's kind of
like-
silly. Frank Gore is kind of similar to
Frank
Storm
Gore
Duck.
does not deserve the hate Frank Gore just got.
I really like Frank Gore, but I do think that his name is a little silly. And Ted Ginn Jr. I also think that's a silly name.
The one I've always liked, and this could be a little bit of Homer bias, but was Pierre Garçon. Was always
So French.
such a fun name for me to say as a kid.
Yeah, that's funny. I think I'll go with Ted Ginn, though. Ted Ginn. And he's an entertaining player to watch. He catches the ball, runs straight out of bounds, literally parallel with the white lines. He was terrified. He was a regular-sized dude, 5'9", like 180 pounds.
I don't know about
Kinda
that.
funny.
Good Madden mobile cards and good Madden franchise kick returner cards.
That's valid. But I think that's all the time we have left for the Combine today. So sad. Another week done. NFL done. Now all we have to look forward to is the draft and the NFL Combine, which I suppose we should like the NFL Combine here, considering the name of the show. So don't miss it because we'll be covering all of those things in the next few weeks. Have a great day.